Hello, hello. We are live. Welcome to today's holistic nutrition and lifestyle webinar. Let's wait a few more minutes until everyone comes in and then we'll get started. Welcome everyone to today's holistic nutrition and lifestyle webinar. If you don't mind introducing yourself, so I know you're there, it's always nice to talk to you, to talk to an audience. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Hi, Jana. Hi, Connie. Let's wait a few more minutes until everyone comes in. So in today's webinar, I'm going to address holistic nutrition and lifestyle as how this is going to help you in your life. Hi, everyone. Wow, coming in fast now. Wow, wow. Hi, Linda. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Stacy. Okay, great. Wonderful, wonderful. Good. As I mentioned before, today's webinar is about holistic nutrition and lifestyle. And I think that this webinar, especially for those who are already members, is going to be, or in the challenge, I apologize, if you're in the challenge, this is going to be very, very interesting and helpful for you. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for introducing yourself. We have Delaware in the house, Riverdale. Nice, nice. Brandon, Barrington, Florida. Nice, excellent. Welcome, everyone. Okay. So in today's webinar, I would like to address what it takes to live a holistic lifestyle. And I think that a lot of people, they heard about holistic living or holistic lifestyle, but it's just a word, and no one really, knows how to put it into a meaning or how to put it into action. And it's really not that difficult. It's basically holistic means just it's the word whole. Holistic approach means basically it means providing the support that looks at the whole person and not just the mental, physical health part. So it is really about physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being. And this is what a holistic plant-based lifestyle is. I'm sorry, a holistic lifestyle is all about. Great. Okay, so I think we have everyone in the house. I would say if you have any questions, let's hold them for a little later, and then I will answer your questions. Okay. As you know, holistic living involves living in balance with your mind, body, and spirit. It involves things like, buying organic ingredients, eating nutritiously, meditating, keeping physically active, and so forth. So this is basically, in short, what a holistic lifestyle is about. But it is really so much deeper, because if you see it in such a way, it is a whole cycle. If you take one part out of that cycle, then the whole doesn't work anymore. And that's why it's called holistic lifestyle. I'd like to start today with diet and lifestyle because it flows into it. And our diet and lifestyle, as you know, is completely, in my opinion, is screwed up in such a way that we're living in a we eat the Western diet, and everyone knows that the Western diet is the culprit of all medical issues and diseases. So it is therefore, in my opinion, so important to understand the big picture, to understand what it means to live holistically. First of all, in my opinion, we need to understand what it means, how to get there, and how to address a holistic living. But by the way, can everyone hear me properly? Can you give me a yes or thumbs up? Just want to make sure, because otherwise I'm talking here and no one understands me. Just give me a yes or a thumbs up, and then I know you can hear me properly. Okay. It always takes some time until the comments come here, arrive here. Okay. Right. Good, excellent, wonderful. Thank you so much. Just got my cell phone here, so just in case I get any messages. Okay, good. So I believe that understanding, thanks everyone, wonderful. I believe that understanding the big picture is meaning where we come from and where we're going. Basically, you know, the media is ruling all of our actions, so to speak. They rule what we eat, or not they rule, but they influence what we eat. And so, the big companies, the big dairy companies and beef companies, they have a big saying of, what the majority of people are eating. And this is the first culprit, and also the biggest problem. So by eating too much animal products, we do not eat enough fibers. And that leads us to our first problem, detoxification. Our body have the ability to detoxify themselves on a regular basis. So when we eating the Western diet, meaning we eat lots of meat, chicken, fish and stuff, and less vegetables, then we don't get enough fibers. And by not getting enough fibers, we are not able to detoxify our body. And that's because our fibers are, just to tell you how it all works. Most of you might know it because from previous coachings, but when you eat enough fibers, when your liver detoxifies, let's start from the beginning. You eat something what has toxins in there. Let's say you had a piece of chicken breast which was seared on a grill, so you have toxins on it because you seared it over high heat. So those toxins are being separated and solidified, water solidified, and being washed out into your intestines. So by doing so, when you eat enough fibers, those fibers absorb those toxins and wash them out with your stool. And that's how you detoxify yourself. For those of you who have done the challenge, you probably have realized that the first week you felt a little strange, or you felt something there. That's the detoxification, because the meal plants are designed in such a way that they have a lot of fibers in there. So you actually detoxify your body the way it's supposed to be. And very often we don't eat enough fibers, so we cannot detoxify. So the problem here is, if we don't eat enough fibers, then those toxins will be reabsorbed into our bodies. And this is happening numerous times here. Okay, I'm sorry, I just see here that you guys have any issues with Facebook? Okay. Okay, good. So, and that's the biggest culprit. If we cannot detoxify ourselves, then we're getting sick. So that means all those toxins re-enter our body and becomes a vicious cycle. So that's the first part of our problem. And good, everything is working fine. Good. Good. So I would like to go over to what is very, very important, and that is our, mental focus, so to speak. Okay. So when we talk about mental focus, is we want to make sure that um, we do healthy emotional activities. We want to make sure that we do something for our body, and that is from working out, connecting with friends, join a group like Eat Like a Vegan Chef, yes, or start an activity like painting, dancing, stuff like this. So this is something what helps you to be happy. Um, we spoke about that. First of all, we detoxifying our body with those fibers. So the next part is getting our mind, ready, and um, bringing our body back into focus, into balance, so to speak. So very important is, I think, that it is very important that we seek growth and go out of our comfort zone. I see um, very, very often what I have learned through the coaching sessions, that people don't want to come out of their comfort zone and therefore staying in the same cycle. And I think that's very, very important that we seek change or seek growth. Very important. That will trigger, our dopamines and our feel good hormones to do something what we have never done before. And I think this is very important. For instance, I got to tell you, I'm an introvert too, and we just started with Clubhouse, and every time I go on, I have to say, okay, I got to get ready. Um, and I'm still hesitant sometimes. But if we go out of our comfort zone, that's when we create good change, and things come to us, and that is very, very important. This is all part of a holistic living, and I'm going to explain further in a minute why this is so important. Um, we want to indulge ourselves in regular self-care, meaning you want to do meditation, you want to do journaling. So I'm explaining to you in a minute how this works. But for instance, when you get up in the morning, it will be a good way to start your day with. For me, I start with exercise in the morning that wakes me up. Then I'll do maybe a half an hour or 20 minutes meditation. And then after that, I journal. So I write down what I want to do and what I have achieved, what I'm grateful for. I think this is very, very important, because if you bring this to your mind, you create change. And I know a lot of us, um, want to achieve change. Let's say there's a reason why you have, why you took the challenge. You wanted to lose weight, or you feel better, or you want to transition to a whole food plant-based lifestyle. So that's you put something in motion, and when you journal in the morning, you actually write down your goals, and they actually um, they go with you for the entire day, so to speak. When you write something down, It's more in your mind than if you wouldn't have wrote it down. So I think it's very, very important. Then focusing, meaning focus is something where, in my opinion, a lot of people have issues with, some, including myself, because just compare it when you go to work. I'm sure you have heard about the 80-20 rule. We get 20% done in 80% of the time, or we get all our work done in maybe in 2-3 hours, and the rest we're at the water cooler. We're doing things we shouldn't be doing. So that is focus, and by focusing on the right things, we can actually achieve our goal. And I think it's very, very important. Positive thoughts, for instance, if we think we are overweight and we tell ourselves, oh, I'm overweight, I don't like myself, and so forth. It's the same thing if someone else would tell you, oh my goodness, look at you, and you wouldn't like it. And so you should not talk to yourself like this. So it's very, very important that you talk positive about yourself. Regardless of what condition you are in, it is very important that you speak positive. For instance, if let's say you're overweight, and you can say, for instance, yes, I am where I am, but my goal is to lose 20 pounds or whatever. So, don't be too harsh on yourself, but recognize that action is needed to go where you want to go. And I think this is very important. You see, right now I'm only talking about the physical, the mental part of the holistic care, so to speak. And it's very important that we are kind to ourselves. So, for instance, from the minute we get up in the morning, we are criticizing, or we judging things, and whether it's ourselves or other people, we always thinking about something, whether it's good or bad, and that's where our focus comes into place. So it's always good to stay positive here, but by not staying positive to ourselves, we actually harming ourselves. So it is beneficial if you be kind to yourself in such a way. You go in front of the mirror and you tell yourself, hi Frank, how are you? I love you. And you talk to yourself, and you talk kind to yourself. That will definitely increase your motivation, and you feel so much better after that. Do it right now to yourself, and say this. Say your name. Hi, name. I love you, and I always will be. Doesn't it feel great? This is taking care of yourself from the most basic and I think this is going to be very, very powerful. Absolutely, Linda. When you say positive things will come your way. If you say negative things, then hey, negative things come your way. For instance, be intentional where you place your energy. We put our energy whatever we think, and usually our energy follows whatever we do. For instance, if you watch a drama on TV, you could very well bring in drama into your life, because that's what you're thinking, that's what you doing right now. So by watching or associating yourself with positive things, whether it's a movie or whatever, you bringing positive things in your life. So I hear. Can you hear me? Is everything okay with the video? I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is happening. Can everyone hear me again? Okay. Good. Wouldn't it be great if you could enhance your memory and your ability to focus? Let me just see. Anyone? Focus is the number one key to get things done. You would be more productive, your goals would be achieved in no time, and probably it would be much easier to prioritize. Being calm and focused results in the reduction of stress and would probably make you more considerate, even more cheerful. So focus is really essential. Also, by saying to yourself, yes, I can, at numerous times during the day, makes you. Yes, this is actually this video is recorded. I'm not sure why we have such problems, but it will be recorded. Yes. Okay. Achieving focus is possible. Like any new skill you have developed in the past, focus and calmness can be learned. All it takes is practice. Whether you want to lose weight, improve your eating habits, or want a better job, or maybe even you want to stop smoking. Okay, I think we're having issues with Facebook. Maybe YouTube is better. I'm not sure. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's wrong with Facebook here. So one of the most fundamental aspects of practicing meditation is simply focusing on your breath. And I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Are we better on YouTube? Is it not freezing on YouTube? I apologize for that. So when you start meditating, you simply focusing on your breath, and when you do that, you actually clear your mind of stress, and that's very, very important. Even better, make meditation a habit. Habit means if you do it every day, in the morning, for instance, for even if it is for 5 to 10 minutes, you are you are actually improving your focus, you're improving your mental health. I can only try to meditate for 5 to 10 minutes per day, and you will see a huge difference. It looks like that YouTube is better. I'm so sorry about that. If you want to go to YouTube, just go to Eat Like a Vegan Chef on YouTube, and you should pick it up there. Okay. Thanks, Stacy. Okay, so there's a famous saying, everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. So I think it's very important that we focus on our thoughts. The moment we get up in the morning, we focus on our thoughts. That will actually create a lot of new things for us and a lot of change. And I know we all have habits we shouldn't have. I'm the first to admit that I had habits which I wish I didn't have. But I think once we start and be aware of what's going on and what we do on a regular basis, that's how we change ourselves. And everyone who has access to the transition planner on the in the library, you know that the habits are being created, and it starts with discovery, opportunity, transition, and then we master those habits. So from that point of view, it's all possible. We are all here for a special reason. And I would say stop being a prisoner of your past, but become the architect of your future. And you can do this by having good thoughts and focus on the right things. Okay, so how do we balancing our body through food? Just to give you a little idea, when we eat too much or the wrong foods, we store fat, obviously, and the more fat we feed our fat cells, the bigger they become. The problem is with this dilemma is that the bigger our fat cells become, the more estrogen they're producing. And that's the problem. Having too much estrogen in our body is the culprit of cancer, breast cancer, especially breast cancer. But men are also producing estrogen. So it's not only women. And the thing is, we do not create more fat cells. We only have a set amount of fat cells. But when we feed them, they get bigger, and in turn, they produce more hormones. And by producing more hormones, we actually creating more inflammation in our body. So that's why it's so important to eat the right diet. And obviously, the right diet or the right lifestyle is a whole food plant-based lifestyle. So from that point of view, when you, it's the same thing again. When you eat a fiber-rich diet, your body actually transports your excess estrogen into your intestines, and your fibers absorb them and get rid of them. So it's the same thing as I spoke before. It's a cycle. It's the same like if you, our body consists of trillions of cells, and you take one cell out, then something is off, something is going wrong. So from that point of view, it's very important that we make sure that we take care of ourselves from all areas. First of all, as we do it in our during the challenges, we're going by the soda-free lifestyle. So we want to make sure we stay away from sugars. Sugars are not good for us, even though we need glucose, but we do not need additional sugar, because the liver has too much work to do to build up and store those sugars and glycogens. So from that point of view, eating a whole food plant-based lifestyle is the first step towards a holistic lifestyle, and letting go of alcohol. Alcohol is proven to be Paula, there's a link here where you can follow from YouTube. I think Stacy put a link there so you can find me on YouTube. Okay, so alcohol, for instance, is a culprit of many cancers. Latest studies have shown that not even one glass of wine is beneficial, and I was shocked about it. So because I used to drink wine, and I occasionally drink wine, but I'm really on I try to eliminate the alcohol because it's not good for you. It triggers inflammation, and for instance, latest studies have shown that one glass of alcohol, it doesn't matter what it is, beer, wine, doesn't matter, increases your chance of getting breast cancer by 7%. 2 glasses, 14. 3 glasses, 21%. So from that point of view, I would be very careful how much alcohol you would drink. Obviously, the occasional glass of wine, I guess it's okay. But okay, so now we come to the most tricky part of a holistic lifestyle, is the stress we deal with. And stress does such a havoc on our bodies that we sometimes don't know how to escape this. For instance, when we are stressed, we produce cortisol, and cortisol is our stress hormone. It is usually, cortisol can be a healthy way in our life, and it's needed for certain situations. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, you produce more cortisol because you need to wake up. So for instance, if you didn't sleep enough and you suddenly wake up, that is a jolt of cortisol. Ooh, oh my goodness, I'm late. That's cortisol. That has, you can always tell the difference between dopamine and serotonin and cortisol. There's a fundamental difference, and you always feel it. So it is therefore so important to be mindful for those little things. Going to bed early, not watching TV, reading a book before go to bed, because all this light is actually making you less sleepy. So you want to make sure that before you go to bed, maybe half an hour, you dim down the lights. You get ready, dim down the lights, maybe read a book if you can. If not, just let the body rest and calm down, and then you go to bed and you can sleep a lot better. That's especially for people who have sleeping disorders and stuff. So it's very important to calm your body down and turn down the lights. For instance, hormones and neurotransmitters are involved in lots of essential processes, like your heart rate, digestion, your mood and feelings. That's all regulated by our hormones, and it's absolutely incredible how our body works. Hormones in our bodies, they rise and fall, throughout the day, and you can actually feel it. Very often we can feel it. Sometimes you're down. Oh, what is that? Cortisol. Sometimes you feel happy. That's dopamine. And when you're tired, well, that's serotonin what kicks in. We have our regular clock, which is usually by 11 o'clock. That's our bedtime, and then we wake up with the sun, so to speak. So that's why sometimes people buy melatonin to fall asleep in the night. But I think if you prep your body properly, you don't need to buy that, and you actually produce melatonin. There's a specific system in the body controlling the production, release hormones in the bloodstream, and that is our endocrine system. It's a network of glands and throughout the body, which each gland making at least one hormone. And so physically stressed organs, including your brain, using up a lot more energy and nutrients. When your organs are stressed, they use up more nutrition and may produce even toxins. And that's the problem here. Once your organs and your brain run out of nutrients, they can no longer produce hormones to keep you happy. This is a real bummer. That's a real issue. So from that point of view, it's so important to taking care of one's body, making sure that we do everything we can from the morning we get up, exercising, meditating, journaling. I know you might going to say now, I don't have the time to do that. Well, but you can get up a half an hour earlier and do those things. For instance, when we, I was just reading the comments. I'm sorry. Stacy, is everything okay? So when we take care of ourselves for meditation, journaling, and focus, you actually create change simply through the thoughts we have, through the thoughts we create on a daily basis. A good example is the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I don't know if you have read this book. It's a beautiful book. It's such a beautiful book. It's about, Robin Sharma is a motivational speaker, and he said that by getting up at 5 in the morning, he does 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes meditation, and then 20 minutes of learning or journaling. And by doing so, you're prepping your body for the day ahead. And then he goes for another walk, a 30-minute or a 60-minute walk in the afternoon to get the rest of the exercises. But it's really up to you how you want to, how long you want to exercise. This is really totally up to you. But so in his book, he speaks about in a absolute fantastic story what it takes to get up in the morning and what are the benefits. You will be pleasantly surprised when you read this book. It's not a book about how to do certain things. He put it into a story, and the story is absolutely phenomenal. So visualizing, for instance, let's say you want to lose weight. Instead of thinking, oh, look at me, how I look, and I'm frustrated, train your mind and try to envision yourself how you would like to look once you lose your weight, or once you have transitioning to a whole food plant-based lifestyle. What are you seeing? What kind of change are you seeing? If you can see this, then your mind cannot tell a difference between reality and actually thinking. So that means your mind thinks, I'm healthy, wonderful, everything is great. Or I lost 20 pounds, wonderful, I look great. And that is the initiating factor for success. You cannot, for instance, best example is a mother who does not think of looking for a recipe to bake an apple cake, does not have the drive to bake an apple cake because she doesn't know and she doesn't have the recipe. The same thing if 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 you don't know that you traveling to, let's say, Washington, then you will never go because the thought is not there. But once you put a thought in, then action will follow. And this is the same if you start those little things in the morning: meditation, journaling, focusing, positive thoughts, yes, I can attitude, visualize how you're going to see your day, how you see yourself succeeding in your journey. Very, very important. And the problem is when we harbor negative thoughts, we actually producing more cortisol. We don't need this. We don't need cortisol. We want to feel good all day. And what I have learned through my coaching in the last few months and years, people come to me and they ask me, yeah, I want to lose weight, but they're asking for a switch, so to speak. Okay, how can I take off this weight? I need a switch. But there's no switch. It starts in your mind, and it starts slowly. It's a slow progress, but it works. It works because we have seen it. We have seen it with many of our members. For instance, if I may mention your name, Greg, for instance, he lost over 60 pounds already in that short period of time, in less than 3 months. And Greg is with me and has been doing the coaching with me since he started, and look at his success. Absolutely incredible. And now we're going into the most powerful coaching, which is holistic coaching, which starts actually next week. So if anyone is interested to go deeper into this, you can absolutely, I would be happy if you want to sign up. You can do this on our website, eatlikeaveganchef.com. I think it says coaching there, or you can go to join now and see if that's something you want to pursue. But I have realized by coaching, and I see we have a lot of members here who have done the coaching with me. If you want to say something about the coaching, you can do this here. But I realized that after the 7th or 8th session, something is falling out of, it's an eye opener, because we're going we have such a method where we go from the basics, and then we go all the way up to the mental issue. And it's, first we transition to a whole food plant-based lifestyle, then we address our habits, then we address our thoughts, and then later it all comes to a cycle where everything is put together, and we address all the little things which now trigger change, which is meditation, journaling, focusing, getting up at the same time every morning, having positive thoughts, Yes, I can attitude and visualize. Those things will change the way you go, will change. And I firmly believe that Greg did exactly that. And now we're going into, the nitty gritty part of the holistic coaching, which I'm so excited about, which is, it's going to be over 10 sessions, and it's going to be, uh, I think it's going to be mind blowing. We will go into each detail of what I have mentioned here today, and much, much further. There's a lot more to be discussed. And I'm so excited about it. First of all, a holistic lifestyle is just, it's the whole of all sums, so to speak. It's everything put together and make it whole, meaning our food is whole, our thoughts are whole, and once we can control our stress and fight, so to speak, the stress factors, that's when we heal ourselves. Because as I mentioned before, when we don't eat properly, then we don't feed our organs, we don't feed our brain, and when we are stressed, our organs and our brain need a lot of nutrients. And if we don't um, change our diet, that means we literally starving our organs and our brain from nutrients, and that's when we cannot produce any more feel good hormones. That's why, and I'm sure many, I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's when depression starts, because you're starving your body of nutrients. So keep this in mind. And I realized this in my last coaching sessions, that we have people who want the change, but they don't feeding their bodies because they don't think they can do it. And it's a vicious cycle. You don't feed your body, then your body cannot produce feel good hormones, and in turn you cannot get out of this cycle. That's the problem. And then when we have our coaching sessions the following week, I ask everyone, how are you doing? What did you do? What was your success? What was your failures? And then people say, I didn't follow the meal plan. Why? I was tired, I wasn't in a mood, or whatever. But you didn't feed your body the nutrients it needs. That's the problem. And everyone who followed the meal plan was happy. They were happy because they lost weight, they felt better. And one thing I have to say, I'm humbled that the meal plans work so well. I know a lot of thoughts have been put into those, but I'm humbled that they work so well. And that's what I have learned through those coaching sessions, that some people, they follow them and others don't. And at each coaching sessions, the people who followed the meal plans, they admitted it, they didn't follow it, and they had the solution. So they answered their own question, which was absolutely incredible. I didn't even have to say anything. Very, very powerful. And it's so that's why I'm so thrilled to offer the holistic lifestyle coaching sessions. They actually start next week, Monday. If you're interested, please sign up. I think the cost is a fraction of what would you pay anywhere else. 10 coaching sessions anywhere else would cost you $600, $700, $800. Mine is a fraction of that. And I want to keep it this way. I don't want to raise my prices because I want to make my services available to everyone. So feel free to sign up. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I'd be happy to answer any kind of questions you have. Yeah. So again, I'm available. You can ask me any questions on Facebook, or you can send me an email with any questions you have, and I'll get back to you. So we do have Monday 1 p.m. and 8:30 in the evening available. So if you want to join. Deb is saying her tea times are healthier than they used to be. That's great, and that's progress. And I know Deb is in the coaching, and in the beginning there was havoc. It was didn't work so well, but over time it went better and better and better. And it's absolutely it's progress, not perfection, 100%. And that's what it is all about. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's all about making progress, and envision yourself where you want to go. So let's see. I don't think we have any more questions, but well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Again, if you have any questions, you can leave them here, or email me, message me, and then I'll get back to you. The classes are limited to 10 people, so I think there were only a few spots left. So if you want to sign up, please do it soon, because once they're full, I will not accept anymore. Because to me, it's more important that I help people, and this is more important than anything else to me. Thank you, Marsha. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight, and wish you all the best. Be safe, think plant-based, and all of you who are on YouTube right now, please, if you don't mind, clicking the thumbs up button and follow my channel. This would really help me grow my channel. Thank you so much, everyone.